Greetings, friends. Let's talk about something I've been throwing around a lot lately. Needs a little bit of expansion. Accountability with compassion. We are in a time right now where this is excruciatingly important. A lot of people think accountability is a bad word. Accountability means you're in trouble. You did something wrong. Now that is due to the conditioning and delivery of our lived experiences. I used to cringe at the idea of accountability. It put me back in my shell. It made me small. It is something that I would divert responsibility in a very intentional way to avoid that accountability. Lying, manipulation, avoidance, all of it. And accountability is a spectrum, just like everything else. There's a huge difference between this makes me uncomfortable and I don't want to talk about it, to hard line. You will not pass. None shall pass, right? Huge difference. And that delivery matters on the context. And I've had a lot of people argue with me when I talk through this with them. Accountability with compassion, you're just reinforcing the bad behavior. You're letting them know that that's okay. No, you're projecting a defense mechanism on your understanding of it based off of the circles you've been exposed to without actually trying anything. I have had success in my methods. I can speak to it. But what about when it doesn't work and you just wasted your time and energy on somebody? Well, sure. Reconditioning people to unlearn toxic coping mechanisms in order for them to communicate in a way that solves solutions and drives compassion is not a one conversation solution. And it takes people with strong emotional resilience, honesty, humility, integrity, and respect to be able to approach this kind of thing. If that's not your jam, that's not your jam. But I'm talking to the people whose jam it is. Listen, we all have our pasts. We all have what built us. We all have our journeys. We have our unhealthy coping mechanisms. We have the reasons we do what we do and how we do it. And many of us can't get past that stress response system, right? If you're going to be defensive, I'm going to be defensive because eye for an eye, right? That's how it works. I get it. That is how we've been conditioned to react to each other. What I have found is if I demonstrate and lead the tone of the conversation, it will be mirrored to an extent. Is it every time? No. Is it enough to have conversations with diverse people in my life that I don't align with in a place that lands us both in a good spot? Absolutely.